Hi guys, it's me again, King Anna, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title of this video, we are going to be doing my March wrap-up. In the month of March, I finished 7 books and I am currently reading one. The book I am currently reading right now is Caught on the Hook by Maggie Stiefvater Otter. I'm about like 120 pages in. Not that much. I don't expect to finish it by April 1st, so I'm still currently reading it. So the 7 books I read, I have them in order. Let's go ahead and get started with this video. The first book I read was A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmer, and this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. This is the first book in, I believe, a trilogy. We follow a girl named Harper who is from DC. She suffers from cerebral palsy, and one night while looking out for her brother while he performs a job, she sees a girl getting taken, and she interferes and she ends up being taken into the magical land of Emberfall to help break the curse of Prince Ren, who is our beast, who every season, if he doesn't get a girl to fall in love with him, turns into a beast and ends up killing people. Every season it's different. He can be a dragon, a lion, a griffin. He can be anything, but he doesn't remember who he kills, which is horrible. I absolutely enjoyed this. I cried when I finished reading this, and I cannot wait to read the second book. This is absolutely 5 out of freaking 5 stars. Like, I absolutely enjoyed this so much. The next 2 books I read was Giant's Day Volume 3 and Giant's Day Volume 4 by John Allison. This is a graphic novel series that I am enjoying really much, and every month I'm reading 2 of them. And we follow 3 girls, Esther, Daisy, and Susan, who are best friends. They met literally the first day of their first year at university. They live right next door to each other, and they help each other go through a lot of stuff. Breakups, makeups, should I date him, should I not, what's my sexuality, oh my god, how am I feeling in school, should I drop out? I love this series a lot because it does portray like your real thoughts when you're going through university or college, and it's a lot to handle, and sometimes you do need those friends beside you to help you out. So I really did enjoy these 2 books. And the third book I didn't enjoy that much. I gave a 3 stars. It was just kind of boring to me. But then the 4th one I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. No, that's a lie. Okay, so I gave the 3rd one 4 out of 5 stars, enjoyed it. The 5th one was the 4th one was the one that bothered me because of the shit that happened in here, and this one got a 3 stars. So when I gave this one a 3 stars, it kind of bothered me because I really did enjoy the 3rd, 1st, and 2nd one, and I was like, what the hell is happening? One of my most anticipated releases came out this month, and I had pre-ordered it, and I was like, I'm going to read this as soon as I get it, and I did. So I then read Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. I absolutely freaking enjoyed this book. This follows after the Inferno Device trilogy. We follow literally their children, and I'm gonna read here. An inheritance of shadows, 11 chains, and an inquirable foe. Cordelia Carstens is a shadow hunter, a warrior trained since childhood to battle demons. When her father is accused of a terrible crime, she and her brother travel to London in hopes of preventing the family's ruin. Cordelia's mother wants to marry her off, but Cordelia is determined to be a hero rather than a bride. Soon Cordelia encounters childhood friends James and Lucy Herondale and is drawn into their world of glittering ballrooms, secret assassinations, and supernatural salons, where vampires and warlocks mingle with mermaids and magicians. All the while, she must hide her secret love for James, who is sworn to marry someone else. But Cordelia's new life is blown apart when a shocking series of demon attacks devastate London. These monsters are nothing like those that shadow hunters have fought before. These demons walk in daylight, strike down the unwary with incurable poison, and seems impossible to kill. London is immediately quarantined. Trapped in the city, Cordelia's friends discover that a dark legacy has gifted them with incredible powers, and now forces a brutal choice that will reveal the true cruel price of being a hero. And because it's the first edition, you know that they do the hardback and then they do the paperback, we have this fan art inside of it that has all of our main people, and I absolutely loved it. This book was so amazing. I love how we follow the children now, you know, James and Lucy Herondale, Cordelia, who is the cousin of Jem, Christopher Lightwood, Thomas Lightwood, Anna Lightwood, Matthew Fairchild, Charles Fairchild, Cordelia, Alistar, Grace. We follow so many people, and it's just so amazing. We even get Magnus Bane back in here. We get Ragnar Fell. We meet Hexia. We meet Lily. You do have to read the Bane Chronicles, The Ghost of the Shadow Market, and The Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy before you read these. You do need to read those short stories, because those short stories do play a lot into this, because of stuff that happened in those short stories is mentioned a lot in here, and if you haven't read it, you're kind of confused on what's going on. I really did enjoy this. 5 out of 5 stars. Be on the lookout for a book review that I'm going to be doing very, very soon. The 5th book I read is actually the only book I don't physically own yet. When I went to try to buy it, they didn't have it, and I don't feel like ordering on Amazon with the whole thing going on. So I then read Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This is the first book in the Truly Devious trilogy. I own the 2nd and the 3rd book now, which you will see in my both TBR and book haul. Truly Devious is a book following a girl named Stevie, and she is obsessed with crime. And she got into this new school called Elohim Academy, which you can only go for 2 years. Your junior and your senior year, I believe. But you have to go based on what you like if you like writing, if you like movies, if you like boating, if you like art, stuff like that. When the school first opened in 1936, because we have a dual timeline, the headmaster, the one who created the school, his wife and his daughter end up going missing, and his wife is murdered, but his daughter's body is said to be murdered. His daughter is said to be murdered, but we never found a body, so it is said to believe that the daughter is still alive. So we followed the dual timeline, Stevie now trying to figure out what happened, and then while she's trying to figure out what happened, a student ends up, and 2016, which is the timeline then, ends up getting killed. So now Stevie is trying to figure out who did that, while also trying to find out who originally killed Mrs. Ellingham and kidnapped, you know, their daughter, Alice. I absolutely freaking enjoyed this book. It was a 5 out of 5 stars, and I kind of got into a reading slump after reading that, because I had finished Chain of Gold, and then right after I read Truly Devious, and they were both like such amazing books. Like, I didn't give myself a break or nothing. I just jumped straight into it, and it was amazing. The 6th book I read was The Last of August by Brittany Cavallero. This is the 2nd book in the Sherlock Holmes series, which we follow the great-great-great-granddaughter of Sherlock Holmes, which is Charlotte Holmes, and the great-great-great-grandson of Dr. Watson, which is Jamie Watson. They're now on their winter holiday, and they're in London. They were visiting Jamie's mother before going to Sussex to visit Charlotte's family. But then Charlotte's uncle, Alistair, goes missing, and now Charlotte and Jamie are flying to Berlin to go see Charlotte's brother Milo to try to figure out what happened here in Berlin that made her uncle go missing. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the ending because I felt that the ending was rushed. I felt like it could have been a little longer, and they could have explained why the hell they did what they did. I did enjoy it, but the ending pissed me off, so I gave this a really low 4 out of 5 stars. I do want to continue on, but I feel like this book suffered from the 2nd book syndrome that happens a lot in series. But yes, did enjoy it. Wasn't 4 out of 5 stars, but it was a low 4. And then the last book I read was Monstrous Volume 2, The Blood by Marjorie Louis and Sana Takeda. This is a very steampunk-ish graphic novel, and we follow a girl named Mika Halfwolf. Mika is on the run from a coalition of forces determined to control or destroy the powerful monstrum that lives beneath her skin. But Mika still has a mission of her own to discover the secrets of her late mother, Moriko. I did enjoy this. If you watch my reading vlogs, my weekly vlogs, which you should, they're all going to be like listed. I said that I didn't enjoy this as much for the fact that so many people are trying to help her who knew her mother, who knew her when she was younger, and she was just being a bitch. So yes, I did enjoy this. This was a 4 out of 5 stars, and I believe there's only 4 volumes. This one was relatively short compared to the first volume. The first volume was like an actual book. It was almost 200 pages long, and this graphic novel was 149. It was really small. So if there's only going to be 4 volumes, I hope that the next 2 are really, really big so we can find out why the hell she has this monster living inside of her and what her mother did. But yes, those are the 7 books plus the 1 book I am currently reading right now. I'll be leaving here 2 videos I just feel you guys should go check out. I try my hardest to post 3 times a week, and I will be seeing you very, very soon with another video. Bye guys.